In this video, I'll show you how to create and edit local holdings records using text view for single-part monographs in WorldShare Acquisitions. The same functionality is available in WorldShare Circulation, and you can also add local holdings records in WorldShare Record Manager using text view or Mark 21 view. So let's say that I've received this item, World Travel by Anthony Bourdain, as a gift, and I want to add it to my main new books collection. After logging into WMS and selecting Acquisitions, I'll select Discover Items on the left panel to search for a record in WorldCat for this item. And I'll leave the data type set to Bibliographic Records. For the scope, I'll leave it set to all WorldCat since I don't have any other copies of this title yet. And I am going to use the ISBN index. And so I'm going to scan the ISBN that I have here and then click on Search. And my search results in 8 records. I'll use the facets on the left to further refine my search. I'll click on English for the language of cataloging. And now I just have 4 records. Then I'll select the format, print book, and I only have 3 records now. I can see that the first record is a DLC Library of Congress record, and the publisher matches the book I have. I can also see that 1,323 other libraries have added their holdings to this record. If I hover over the blue eye here, I can see some additional bibliographic information. The second record is actually a different title, and the third title seems to be the correct title and publisher, but the date says 2020. It's also a minimal level cataloging record, so the cataloging would not be as complete. And only one library has added their holding to this record. So considering all this, I'm going to go ahead and choose the first record, the DLC record, to add my holdings. Keep in mind that if you want to view the full bibliographic record in MARC, you can always click on View Edit Metadata to view the record in Record Manager. But I'm going to go ahead and choose this first DLC record to add my holdings. So I'm going to click on the title. This takes me to the Details screen. I need to go to the Copies screen first to add my holdings. So I'll click on Copies at the top here. And now, since this item I have is a single part monograph, I'll click on Add Item. So now I'm at the Add New Monographic Item screen where I can create a local holdings record for this title. For audience level, the default for my library is all users. If I need to change this, I can click the drop down and I could restrict the audience, that is, who this item is visible to in WorldCat Discovery, to just my library users, my authenticated users, or my library staff. I'm going to leave it set to the default for my library, all users. The main branch is already selected for me, and that is my default, and that's what I want. Next, I'm going to click the shelving location drop-down, and I'm going to select Main New Books. Next, I'm going to click on the call number. This is for my classification scheme that my library uses, and I'm going to select Library of Congress. Now, the call number is already populated from the bibliographic record. You have the classification number, and then the box next to it, I have the cutter. But if I needed to, I could edit it here. I also want to check for duplicates, and I have a link here right at the top right, just in case I need to make any changes to that call number. So I'm going to click on Check Duplicate Call Number now, and the system responds, no duplicate call number was found. Next, I'm going to click the Receipt Status drop-down, and I'm going to change that to Received. And then I'm going to enter the barcode that I'll be putting on this item in the line below. Optionally, I could add a cost, and I could also optionally add notes. I have the option to add a public note, and there's also an option to add a staff note, or I could add both. But when I'm finished the editing here, I'm ready to click on Add Monographic Item. And the system says Saved successfully. The local holdings record is now created. From here, I could click Edit Item if I need to change anything, or I could send this to the label print list if I need to print labels. Or if I have cataloging roles and permissions, I could click View Edit in MARC 21 to see the full local holdings record in MARC. If I had a second copy for this title to add, either for the same location or different location, I would need to add another local holdings record. So I would have to go back to the copy screen, and I can get there by clicking on the title. And on the copy screen, you can now see the holding that I just created for my main new books location. And if I wanted to add a second copy, I would just again click on Add Item at the top, and then I'd follow the same steps on the Add New Monographic Item screen to create another local holdings record for my second copy. If you have questions, you can find additional training and documentation at help.oclc.org. You can also click on the link at the top, Contact OCLC Support, for contact information in your region.